as you can see, guys, today on the Cartoon Asylum, we're going to be looking at, if this guy wasn't anything to go by, we're looking at Scooby Doo. So, today I'm going to be looking, this is actually a double clue on what we're doing today. I'm going to be looking at my top 5 favorite Scooby Doo villains. From the original series, from Scooby Doo Where Are You? So, hold on, let me get my notebook real quick, because I wrote them down. Because I haven't memorized them, guys. I'm a bit slack on that. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at my top 5. Now, why top 5? Well, that's just a little easier for me. I might do a top 10 during overall villains in in October. So keep that in mind. First, a couple of honorable mentions. Charlie the Robot, awesome character, as well as the Black Knight Ghost. These would definitely be right up there as some of my favorites, especially the Black Knight Ghost. That one would be a number 6, and Charlie the Robot would definitely be number 7, definitely. Actually, this guy is actually another one, the Witch Doctor, along with the other one from the politically incorrect one. I do like that episode. I grew up on that episode, had that episode for the longest time. I'll dig in later on. Um, and the Phantom Shadow. I don't know why I forgot about them. But yeah, I like the Phantom Shadows. We're pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Now again, we're gonna be looking at the first 2 seasons, the original of the 2 seasons of the original series, Scooby Doo Where Are You? So none of the other ones. So keep that in mind. For the next couple of weeks, we'll be doing these. We'll be doing a couple of these. So number 5 is Mr. Hyde. Now, this was during the time where they started making songs for each of the episodes for the most part. Mr. Hyde was definitely one of my favorite ones from that set because, well, he's just so iconic. His look is a little iconic at this point. On top of that, he's got a very distinct episode. He's the only villain in the series. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen these episodes. If you haven't, where have you been? They're all on DVD now. Um, this one literally has the villain be smart enough to pull a switch and try to make another person guilty. But, funnily enough, Shay stumbles upon a real clue, and well, it unravels. And the dude actually is Dr. Jekyll's descendant, funnily enough. Spills some cockamamie bullshit story, and it turns out he's the villain, which is kind of funny. The fact that Daphne, Velma, and Fred actually dressed up as him as well to scare the living daylights out of him was pretty funny. The whole thing was such an awesome episode, such a funny episode. Moving on, number 4, the zombie. This thing is iconic as a Scooby Doo villain. It's used in a lot of the marketing along with the Creeper, Captain Clipper's Ghost, the Black Knight Ghost, and the Wolfman. Sometimes the green version. There's actually a brown and a green version that pops up in the series. And a couple of other ones that pop up and get interchanged and everything. There's been a ton of them that interchange, but Zombie is usually one that usually stays consistent. He's one of the few of them that stays consistent with it. I guess because he's so generic, but he's such an iconic one that I had to. And he's one of the ones that I remember. Which is which. It's one of the few episodes that I really remember growing up. It was such a good episode, and uh, I don't remember which one it was, but there was a witch in that episode too, and it was 2 guys that won the armored truck. See, that's the criteria for this. The villain look, along with his plan and who he is and everything else. It's a combination there of all my favorite villains, and some of them are kind of bland, but the zombie is iconic. And he's one of my favorite ones. Um, I think it was Zeb in that one with Zeke and the witches go the witch costume, which if it was the other way around, let me know in the comments. Um, But the zombie went on to be pop up a couple of times in the series, even to the point of Scooby Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. You got a real life, a live action version, and that's the main reason he's on the list, because of that movie. Not just because of one of my favorite episodes from the original series, but because he popped up in that movie. That movie was when he's in there, he pukes on a reporter, just a newscast reporter, just doing his job. And granted, he was trying to slander the Scooby Gang a little bit, help slander it. He wasn't meaning, he didn't know he was part of some evil plot, but he was. It was still funny, and nowadays I'd kind of like that to happen to some of these other newscasters. Don't at me, you know, all that sort of thing. But later on, he gets passed by Scooby and the Fixer Wheel. It was funny as hell. I laugh every time. It's just like, what even was that? Like, it was so ridiculous and stupid, but I love it. Number three is Spooky Space Kook. This thing scared the shit out of me as a kid. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys though. It wasn't design. The design was stupid cool. Then this thing started cackling. This thing had the creepiest freaking laugh. Oh my god, this thing gave me nightmares for a night or two afterwards. I don't like this. I don't like this character as far as his laugh goes, but his plot being his. It doesn't even really matter the plot. The plot was so kind of dumb. It was so kind of generic at this point. You wanted like a big couple of different places of land, and but the fact that he managed to make it look like he was leaving radioactive footprints, and his suit stands out. He's also become really iconic, even to the point of actually getting a pop. You can actually see him right there, which I really want that pop, but he's like super expensive. Um, that one's like really cool. I really like that one. But yeah, it's just Spooky Space Kook was definitely a good one. I'm kind of glad they didn't bring him to life in Monsters Unleashed. There's quite a few of them I would have liked to, but that was not one of them. That and the clown one from the original series. I don't really want. That thing would have been creepy as hell. I don't know. Next is number two, and this one is iconic. Creeper. Um, Carlton, I think his name is. Um, the bank manager. This guy is iconic with the brand. Creeper is probably the one villain that everybody knows. But they always say his name, but he actually in the episode he also goes paper, paper. He wants the paper because, well, if you watch the episode, it basically, well, tells you who the creeper is, the bank manager. And I don't remember who the Spooky Space Kook was. He was like the only one I don't remember. But yeah, the creeper was probably one of my favorites growing up. He didn't really scare me, but I really loved the little chick side plot. Was just ridiculous. Um, and I like the song in that one. That was one of my favorites. But now that I've said some honorable mentions, I'm going to say a couple more. The Haunted Castle, Hassle on the Castle, the goat, the generic. I know it's a generic bedsheet ghost, but I'm sorry, I like that one. That was an iconic one. Um, Another one for the original Red Bear's Ghost. The only reason I didn't stick him on the list at all is because he's just like, they used him again later on, but he's all white, like a white sheet, like powder all over him. I'm just like, so we're using a villain from the past. Okay, cool. But I don't know. I don't. Him and the Minor 49er weren't really my favorite. Although we could have gotten him, the River's Ghost. We got in there. We got his pirate ship, but that was about it. Um, Another villain from the original series that I really enjoyed was uh, I have. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. I actually liked Oh, what was it? What was his name? Oh, I had it. Give me a second, guys. I had it. Oh, the headless ghost dude. I know he wasn't technically a villain. That's the only reason he's not on here at all. But I figured I'd mention him. But I really liked him. He was really cool. I thought it was. I thought it was a cool little twist on that one. But with that being said, Creeper's number two. He's the most iconic. So what's my number one? Captain Cutler. Name of the villain, name of the guy under the mask. I can't even make this shit up. But the Ghost of Captain Cutler was one of my favorite episodes growing up. Funnily enough, you may remember that this episode, if you've watched it, which more than likely you have, this one's like probably the one that they reused the most out of the original set, along with the Creeper episode. But Captain Cutler's Ghost video actually has the title card for that episode actually is specialized. They were going to do that for every single episode, but back then the budgets were like really condensed, really small. So for animation, it's not big lavish productions like they are now. But back then, so we would have had less episodes than we would have gotten. So I'm kind of glad they didn't, and I'm glad that this one did get it at least. There was like one other one that got it. I think it was Hassel in the Castle as well. They got it. I don't know. I don't remember which one. I know there was one other one that got that treatment. The Black Knight Ghost. Funny enough, that's actually kind of cool. Both of these got one. None of the other ones got one. But these two were probably the craziest ones to title cards. And the Captain Cutler's Ghost one was just really cool. I really loved it. I can't remember the name of the episode now, funnily enough. But it is one of my favorite episodes. The glowing seaweed and everything, like being actually his beard. And honestly, everybody knows about stealing cars and painting them over, but boats, that was actually kind of cool. That was pretty cool. And plus, you don't really see diving suits like that much anymore. Um, but what sets this one apart, and again, I must mention this movie, Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. One of the villains was this guy, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is cool, and he looked really good. But my favorite scene from this film actually has him in it. The monsters are now looking for him, and currently they're trying to reverse the monsters making process. Scooby and Shaggy are kind of disappointed in themselves, and everything, and then they see Captain Cutler's ghost, and Shaggy utters probably the most appropriate sounding thing for this. Captain Cutler's ghost. Captain Cutler's ghost, and then they start screaming. It's just look me dead in the eyes, guys, and tell me that you wouldn't do the same. You'd be kind of whispering it in fear, and then screaming your head off, running away. Then this dude pulled. Now, I don't remember him doing this in the original episode, or even having this on him. He pulls out a harpoon gun, shoots it, a couple of bolts, and then starts pulling. So I know these guys have immense strength, but damn. And then he gets backed up into, which was stupid fun. I need to rewatch that movie again. But yeah, guys, this was the most iconic villain and one of my most favorite. If not the, it's not the most iconic, but it's definitely my number one villain from the original set. Next week, we will be looking at guest stars from the new Scooby Doo movies. For those of you out there who don't know about this series, it's sort of like Scooby Doo and Guess Who, where certain guest stars will appear. It'd be either actors from the time or specific people like the Three Stooges and Batman and Robin would pop up. Like people that are dead and have to be dubbed over. or like the sound alikes with the Three Stooges, or were completely fictional, like like Batman and Robin, which was super cool to see these characters pop up with Scooby Doo and expand the world a bit. Hell, there was even one where they teamed up with Speed Buggy, which was kind of cool. Um, but we'll look at that episode later. I will be counting other appearances by these guys, other team ups as well. I haven't watched Scooby Doo and Guess Who, so I can't really count any of those. I'm gonna do more with this stuff. I'm gonna do one with movies, all the different movie monsters specifically, and then one with Scooby Doo. What's your Scooby Doo? Those are the three other ones I'm gonna do in the next couple weeks. I don't know which ones I'm gonna do first, which one I'm gonna do first, which one I'm gonna do second, which one I'm gonna do third, all that sort of thing. But also, got our Facebook up. Go check that out. Leave a like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Go down in the comments down below and let me know who is your favorite villains from Scooby Doo Where Are You? The original series. Or really Scooby Doo in general. Scooby Doo is probably one of the, more iconic, if not the most iconic Hanna-Barbera character. And I figured since we got a bit of a Hanna-Barbera kick the next couple weeks, I figured I'd do a couple Scooby Doo episodes. We will do something with Scooby Doo near Halloween, you know. But with that being said, guys, go check our Facebook out. Go check out the rest of the entire list of just awesome content on the channel. We've got so much now. Um, and of course, come back again for the next couple of days, every day. I mean, we got a video up every day. Be sure to come back. Check out our old stuff, check out the new stuff, check out the current stuff. Hey, I've been Candace Lupus. This has been the Gamers Den. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.